What's going on, YouTube? So if you remember from my last video, I showed you that I got all of these buffalo nickels from a flea market that I went to, and the guy who I bought them from told me they were all undated, couldn't read them. I was able to pull a couple dates off. These ones up here and these two over here are really nice. Got some the dates came through pretty good on that one. I'll put a link to that video right here up there in a card and at the end of the video so you can watch that. But like I said, these ones down here are completely wiped. There was no really point in keeping them in their present condition at all. So like I said, I'm not really a huge fan of it, but I went out and bought some Nic-A-Date right here. So figured why not? These things are so wiped anyway that the condition isn't going to be affected by me dropping some Nic-A-Date on there. So I figured I'm going to tear into this Nic-A-Date and use it, see if we can get the dates off of the remaining nickels I have right here. And, well, that's what the video is going to be today. And when I get this package open, we will start. Alright, so a lot of you guys in the coin community might already be familiar with what Nic-A-Date is, but if not, I'll put the bottle here. Basically, it's a date restorer for nickels. It's, you put a drop on where the date would be, and it eats away some of the nickel and reveals the date. Basically, it says on the instructions, apply 1 drop to the date area of the coin. When it becomes visible, wash it with water and repeat if necessary. So, like I said, we're going to do it with these ones right here, and we're going to start that right now. Okay, so for the purposes of keeping this video short, I'm just going to do these two live on camera here, and I'll do the rest off of camera and then show you the dates at the end. So basically what you do is you go up to the nickel, you put a dot where the date should be, and over here a dot where the date should be, and you wait for a second, a couple minutes, and the date will start to appear as it works its magic, if you will. These ones are pretty bad, so I'm not quite sure how soon the date will appear, but it should. So I'm going to pause the video real fast and we'll see. Alright, so this is basically what it's going to look like as you go. You can see right here the date is already starting to come out, 1914, but depending on the condition of the nickel, it may take a little bit longer because this one over here still hasn't come out yet. But for this 1914 one here, which the next step is to pick it up, obviously, and see if I can do this without spilling it everywhere, and go over to a bowl of water, wash it off, dry it on a rag, and boom, there we go. Buffalo nickel with the date restored, 1914. So you can kind of see why I'm not a huge fan of Nic-A-Date, as it kind of destroys the nickel, as you can see right there. But like I said in the last video and earlier in this video, these nickels were so trashed anyway that any value that I would get out of them with the date restored would already be significantly lower than a good quality nickel, so I'm fine with doing it this way. But there we go. That's a perfect example of how Nic-A-Date works. I'm going to do it on the remaining pile I have, and I will see you at the end with the wrap-up of all the years I've found. Alright, so here we are. Here's the results. Finished the Nic-A-Dating. So obviously some turned out better than others, and even, believe it or not, after 2 or 3 tries, I still got a couple I can't even tell what they are. But here we go. I'm going to zoom in. Like I said, some turned out better than others, so bear with me if you can't really see them. But these 3 right here are all 1914. We got 3 1915s. That's a really good one right there. That top 1915, that turned out nice. 1916D, which, if you remember from the last video, was the only one that had the mint mark showing on the back already. 2 1917s, that bottom one turned out very nice. Skipped the 18s, didn't get any from this batch. 2 1919s, top one really nice. 2 1920s, bottom one really nice again. And last but not least, the 1920 D, which I Nic-A-Dated the back, and I'm convinced there's a D mint mark there. Really doesn't show up well on camera, but I've looked at it and looked at it and looked at it, and I am convinced that there's a mint mark there. But either way, there we go. There's all the Nic-A-Dated buffs. And you can already see the ones I was able to pull a date off of. You can watch my other video. Like I said, there'll be a link up there and at the end of the video. Alright, so I came over here to check out my coin book, the 2011. Yes, I know it's old, but it's the only one I have. 2011 price guide, and I was checking out the Buffalo nickels here, and I was looking at some of the prices. I'm automatically going G4 just because of the condition that they're in, and basically the values that it spits out here I'm going to have just because of the fact that I use Nic-A-Date, and it kind of really destroys the face of the coin. But if you look at the 1914s, $20 a piece. I had 3 of them. I paid $10 for the whole box. So even with the halved value, I've already tripled my money just on the 1914s. And we come down here to the 1915s, 6. The 1916D, $16. 1917, 6. 1919, $2.25. The 1920, $1.50, and the one that I'm convinced is a 1920D could potentially be worth up to $8. So that is awesome. Can't complain when you're making money by buying money. Well, that's the end of the video. Make sure you like it. Subscribe to my channel. Drop me a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts on Nic-A-Date are. And, well, as always, happy hunting.